Today, we're diving deep into one of India's biggest and oldest social security systems. You might have heard of it. It's called the ESIC, or the Employees State Insurance Corporation. We're going to look at how this huge safety net actually works, who it's for, and this is the really interesting part, how it's changing for the future. But first, let me ask you something. What if taking a sick day didn't mean you'd lose a day's pay? And what if a sudden medical emergency didn't turn into a massive financial crisis for you and your family? Well, that's the whole idea behind the ESIC scheme. It's a safety net designed to catch you exactly when you need it the most. And just how big is this safety net? Well, right now, ESIC protects over 3.84 crore insured people. I mean, that's tens of millions of workers, not to mention their families, who all have this critical coverage. It really shows you just how massive the scheme's reach is across the entire country. So let's get into it. What exactly is this giant safety net? Okay, at its heart, the ESI scheme is what's called a self-financing social insurance program. Think of it like a giant pool of money that both workers and their employers contribute to. That fund is then used to give people comprehensive medical care and cash benefits whenever they need it, like for sickness, maternity leave, or a work-related injury. It's basically a collective shield against financial trouble. So the big question is, who actually gets to be a part of this? Let's take a look at the rules for who's covered. It really boils down to two key things. First, it depends on the company you work for. The scheme is mandatory for most factories and businesses that aren't seasonal and have 10 or more employees. And second, it depends on how much you earn. To be covered, your monthly salary has to be below a certain limit. And here are those exact numbers. For most employees, the cutoff is a gross monthly wage of 21,000 rupees or less. But, and this is really important, the scheme is more inclusive for people with disabilities. For them, the ceiling is higher at 25,000 rupees. Okay, so with millions of people covered, you have to wonder, how is this giant insurance pool even funded? Let's look at the contribution engine that keeps the whole system running. It's really a team effort. In total, 4% of an employee's wage goes into the scheme. The employer pays the bigger chunk at 3.25%, while the employee contributes just 0.75%. This shared responsibility is what makes sure the scheme can pay for itself. But there's also another layer of protection built right in. For the lowest wage earners, we're talking about folks making 176 rupees or less per day, they are completely exempt from contributing their share. So they get all the benefits without a single rupee being deducted from their pay. It's a key feature designed to protect the most vulnerable workers. We've talked about who's covered and how it's funded. So now, let's get to the best part. What do you actually get? Here are the 6 key benefits. And the benefits are pretty comprehensive. The biggest one is full cashless medical care for you and your family. And it starts on day 1 of your job. On top of that, there are some pretty significant cash benefits. You get 70% of your wages if you're sick, and a full 100% of your wages for 26 weeks of maternity leave. The scheme also covers you for disability, provides pensions for your dependents, and even helps with funeral expenses. But this scheme isn't just stuck in the past. I mean, it was established way back in 1952, but now it's evolving to keep up with the 21st century workforce. So let's explore what's next for ESIC. This timeline really shows the whole journey. From its start in 1952, the scheme is now getting a major facelift thanks to the 2020 Code on Social Security. This is said to be fully implemented by 2025. And believe me, it's not just a minor update. It's a fundamental shift toward universal social security for everyone. And here it is, the single biggest change on the horizon. The new code is designed to bring social security to people who've never had it before, specifically gig and platform workers. We're talking about a huge move to cover delivery partners, rideshare drivers, and millions of other freelancers in India's booming unorganized sector. Now, to support this massive expansion, ESIC is going digital. There are online portals, and it's even integrated with the Among app, which lets people manage their benefits right from their phone. And this digital transformation is also being matched by physical expansion, with more hospitals being built and coverage being extended to almost every single district in India. So, all of this leaves us with one final thought. As the very idea of a job keeps changing, the challenge for ESIC is huge. It has to adapt a framework that's decades old for a whole new generation of workers, from someone on a factory floor to someone in the gig economy. And the question really is, can India's oldest social security net learn new tricks for this new era?